How can you go about getting more customers without crazy marketing spend? Well, by getting the ones you have to talk about you. And just how do you go about doing that? Stay tuned and find out. Being an entrepreneur sounds like, yes, another new client. I did it. But it can also sound like, I am really not understanding this technology, and I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Am I even cut out for this? That's why I started the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, to help infopreneurs, coaches, and course creators who want to build a business online but are battling technology, overwhelm, procrastination, and even imposter syndrome. Think successfully, think differently, think bigger, and take action by learning tips from an array of business owners, all dropping knowledge on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com. What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another dose of word of mouth marketing. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brickman, and I've been in the coaching, course creation, online space since, well, don't tell anybody, since the 90s. So I got a little experience here, but yet here I am still learning. And that's why I'm here sharing with you what I have learned and what I am still learning about course creation, coaching, entrepreneurship, and infopreneurship. So that begs the question, who are you? Well, that, my friend, to me is infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur or infopreneur, more specifically an infopreneur with or seeking a coaching and online course model in your business. Or perhaps you're just hoping to have that very, very soon. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. And that's why I'm here hitting you with another solo success episode coming to you straight from the Dark Horse Entrepreneur HQ as we dive deep into your infopreneur and course creation success with actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up. Because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards goal every single damn day. Customers. They are the lifeblood of anybody's business. I don't care what kind of business you are in. You got no customers, you got no business. Maybe you got no business being an entrepreneur at that point. But let me start off with a story here. Let's talk about Frank. Now, Frank was just unlocking the door to his shop when he heard his phone ringing, right? So he ran over there and he picked the phone up off that cradle. Yeah, this is old school. He just picked that phone up and as he laid down his bag and his keys, and he answered with his usual cheery voice saying, "Good morning, Frank here. How can I help you?" "Hey, Frank, this is Gloria. I was talking to a mutual acquaintance this weekend, and she recommended I hire you for this project I have. When can you send the contracts over?" Wow. Now, is that a great way to start your day, perhaps even your week, right? Well, here's the thing. Frank used to work like a madman to sell even a single person on his services. But since he started using testimonials and word of mouth marketing, he's been getting 4 times his previous income with less than half the work. Now, don't get me wrong, Frank's still doing marketing, right? He's still pushing his message out there. He's still sharing with his community all the goodness that he does for them. But it's been those testimonials and that word of mouth marketing that's really had the big impact on his income. So let's talk about how we can get and use testimonials first, since testimonial, really, if you think about it, it's a form of word of mouth marketing. Whether you get that testimonial and you post it on your website, or whether that testimonial goes from Jill to Jane to John to Joe, it's word of mouth marketing. And then we're going to cover how we can get others talking about your business and then telling others all about what it is that you do and how damn awesome you are at doing it. All right, first let's talk about how we go about getting more testimonials. You ready for this? You ask for them. Bam, there it is. Mic drop. As soon as you render your service, or as soon as you sell your product, or as soon as your client, customer, or prospect even gets that first win, you ask for the testimonial, or you let them know that you will call on them and email them in a day or two to ask how things are progressing, and you ask for that testimonial. If all is well, you ask for the testimonial. Are you getting the feeling here? Are you hearing me? You ask for the testimonial. If there's a problem, fix it. Then ask for the testimonial. Are we feeling a rhythm here? You see, and then once you get the testimonial, use it everywhere. Not just on your sales page. Use it in your blog, in your social media, in your emails, on your podcast. Yeah? Keep the testimonials short though, right? Few buyers are going to read this long diatribe of a testimonial, and you will. It's your product. You provided it. You put in the blood, sweat, and tears that got that customer that successful result where they spent those 1,000 words to write you this amazing essay. And hang it up in your office. Feel good about it. You should feel good about it. But grab some snippets out of it, right? Those short little power punched snippets. And those are what you're going to post. Now, that said, on more expensive products, right, it's good to provide a short testimonial with a link to the full version, right? So maybe on your blog or in your social media and say, hey, Jane Doe said, thanks to Tracy Brinkman's amazing podcast, here's the result I got. And then you provide that link and they can go, if they want to, read the longer version just in case they want to read it. And especially for those higher ticket items, there'll be folks out there that will go read it. Now, if it's appropriate, let's turn some of those testimonials into case studies. Ask your customer if you can interview them. Hey, I just want to get some more of the details on their problem that you are having before your product or service stepped in and solved that problem. Then how your product or service made all the difference in the world to them. Get all the behind the scenes, pull back the curtains. Now you can turn that case study into a PDF, use a title like How Blue Bunny Publishing Increased Profits by 1,294% in just 30 days. Right? Or something like, How the Puppy from Hell Became a Good Boy in 7 days. Right? Does that sound like a lead magnet to you? A testimonial to a case study to a lead magnet. Yeah? Word of mouth marketing has pop. It has bang. And you want to use every one of those pops and bangs to your advantage. Now, let's talk about some steps that enable you to get more of those testimonials, more of that word of mouth marketing. Well, I think the first thing and the easiest thing that you'll ever be able to do is do more amazing things for your customers. Leave them raving about you. Leave them going all about your service. Surprise them in a way that makes them want to tell others. Now, I'm not saying go out of your way just to do something for that one person because you think they'll go for the sole purpose of them going out there and give you that testimony. Because I think you'll find they'll see through that. They'll see how ingenuous you're being. And the next thing you'll get is, crickets. You'll be sitting there going, I have no customers. Yeah. So really be sincere and just be amazing to your customers. Surprise them in the way that they'll be like, wow, I have to tell other folks about this. So I think that's probably going to be your first go-to is just do remarkable things for your customers. Have a remarkable product. I mean, think about it. When the iPhone first debuted, it did things no other phone did, which made it newsworthy, which just by nature made people talk about it. Have something or a few things in your product or service that are that immensely noteworthy. There was a product, think about Something like the Lily drone. I think the Lily drone was being talked about like crazy before it was even released because it was the first drone that would automatically follow you and film you. It was like a stalker if you think about it, right? Okay, so have something unique, and we've talked about this in the previous episode about your product, your course. Have something uniquely you about it that's like, oh wow, if you want that, you've got to go here and get this product, right? Now, some of the other things you can do are contests. I'm a big fan of contests. When I first did the podcast guesting intro, I ran a contest. It was one of those ones where the more times they shared the information about the product that was upcoming, well, they got more entries into the contest. And there's other things. There's a product called Compete Up, where you could give different levels of rewards depending on, I guess, again, how many times they've shared, how many tasks they fulfill. Say, hey, if you link with me on LinkedIn, you get this many rewards. If you share with it, share it on LinkedIn, or share it on Twitter, or if you join my Facebook group, or if you subscribe to the pod, each one of these little tasks give you certain points. And once you reach a certain point threshold, hey, I'm going to give you this freebie. And you reach the next threshold, I'm going to give you the next freebie. And you get this next threshold, I'm going to give you the next freebie. So these type of contests kind of start that virality for you, sharing your information, your product, and your, sales content out there with other folks. Offer a reward to customers that refer customers to you. Right? If not for them, you probably wouldn't have the customer in the first place. So you're not really out anything if you think about it. If you have a $4.97 product and you're spending, let's just say, and you know your numbers and you do your ad spend and you find out that you're spending $40, $50 per customer to get someone to sign up. Well, isn't it worth it to give them a 10, 20, 25% kickback, affiliate commission, you could call it. You could call it an affiliate. You can create an affiliate program for your customers, or you can just offer gifts. Hey, I give you a free 1-hour consultation, or I give you 3 1-hour consultations, or just whatever it is. You can be from your product line. Maybe you have additional products you can offer up. Hey, if you give me 2 customers, you get access to this academy over here, what it is, and then drop it into them. Go in there and update their subscription to include that, or maybe there's some document you're going to send them that has all this great content. You can send it to them in their Dropbox, their Google Drive, whatever it may be. Heck, you could even do something like, you know what, I'm going to increase your Dropbox. I'll pay for your Dropbox to have more storage. Something crazy like that. Send them an Amazon gift card, right? Rewards for customers that refer customers to you. It will reinforce that behavior that you want, that positive behavior of referring folks to you. I think the next thing you probably want to do is find your very best customers and invite them to become advocates for your business on social media, right? Give them a discount. Heck, even give free access in exchange for being your evangelist. And this is something even the big companies do. Tesla gives $1,000 to advocates for referring friends. And guess what? It works. Tesla vowed from the beginning to run a $0 marketing budget with no advertising, no ad agency, no chief CMO, chief marketing officer, and no dealer network. And now today, what? Tesla's $1 trillion company. Must be something in there. A really big one that you can do is to give away. Hold on. I know. What do you mean give it away? Listen, hear me out. Give away your product to someone who has your audience. UA's founder, Kevin Plank, made an initial run of 500 moisture wicking sweatshirts and gave them to his former NFL teammates. Today, UA has overtaken Adidas when it comes to being the second highest grossing sports brand in the world. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Go to someone you know has your audience. Give away your product for them to use. And of course, it's got to be a good product. They have to get value from it. And guess what they'll end up doing? They'll be going, oh my God, Tracy's course was amazing. I learned this, I learned this, I learned that. And they're going to tell their audience about that. They're going to become your evangelists. I think another great thing you can do is start a movement. If you think about something like Goldilocks wasn't marketed as just another toy for girls. No. Instead, it was sold as this movement, a way of improving the world by correcting the gender equality in engineering, right? This is how they raised $285,000 in their Kickstarter, which was smashing, completely obliterating the goal they had set out for $150,000 to get things up and running. Now, for those of you that do not know, Goldilocks, they create these amazing toys and games and entertainment for girls designed to develop early interest in engineering and confidence in problem solving. So they had set out this Kickstarter goal of $150,000, and they started this movement. And like I said, they ended up raising $285,000 and been doing very well since then. Another thing is do it for charity. Tom's Shoes gives away a pair of shoes for every pair you buy. And they've given away well over 100 million pairs of shoes for charity. I remember, it must have been about 8-10 years ago when I was doing one of my products. I said, every time someone buys this, I'm going to donate half the profits to CODA, which is the Children's Organ Transplant Association, which my daughter was a part of as she was going through all her troubles during her very short lifetime. It was a project I was very passionate about. And anyone who has been touched by someone who's been waiting on the organ donor list, they've lost someone waiting for organ donors, or any type of event like that, people resonated with that. And, sometimes maybe they bought it just for the fact that it was supporting this amazing charity. So do it for charity. There are probably a whole host of other ways that you can get more word of mouth information out there for folks. Find a way that your product aligns with someone else. Even if you need to add something to it, take that little bit of extra effort and then reach out to them and say, you know what? I think my product or service would serve your audience so well. And I thought for it to serve your audience even better, I added this extra module, this extra content, this extra PDF, whatever it is, this extra content for it. Tell me what you think, right? And they go and they look at it, and guess what? They see you took the time and the effort. They're at least going to show you the respect of reviewing it. And if they don't, well, you probably want to be working with them anyway, right? But once they do and they see the quality of your content that you delivered, like we talked about earlier, then they would certainly share it with their audience. So you can see a little creativity can garner you an immense amount of word-of-mouth business and bevy you a glowing amount of testimonials. And speaking of word-of-mouth marketing and testimonials, if you're getting value from this particular podcast, let's do two things. One, share it with others, right? Share the word out there with your fellow infopreneurs and fellow entrepreneurs. Tell them, you know what? There's this crazy guy. He's been sharing these nuggets with me on this podcast called The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. That's right. Be my evangelist. Be my go-to person. And also, make sure you go on down there and click that subscribe button. Another way you can do it is to drop in there that 5-star rating and put some kind words. down there, because it is those subscribes, ratings, and reviews that are your way of telling those podcast platform algorithms out there that you are getting some value out there, that give us a little lift up in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So please take a moment today, in one or both of those methods, share the love and help spread the word. All right. In the meantime, you get out there, you run your race, you get your results, and then come let me hear about them. Seriously, no kidding. Tracy at darkhorseschooling.com. Tell me the tips or ideas that you came away with, how you put them into action, and what results you got from them. Heck, probably even bring you on the show and let you share your story. Until next time, think successfully and take action. Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.